Every day before I leave my house, there are 4 things I make sure I always have with me: my phone, keys, wallet, and my radar detector. Not because I drive like an idiot, but after thousands of miles behind the wheel, I've learned that awareness is the most valuable safety feature that your car can have. I'm Adam, and I spend an unhealthy amount of time driving, testing automotive technologies, and figuring out what actually works in the real world. Now today, we're going to be talking about one of the most misunderstood pieces of automotive technology. That's radar detectors and laser jammer systems. Have I mentioned that I drive a lot? New roads, changing speed limits, construction zones, they're everywhere, and there's a lot of speed enforcement where I live too. Having a detector doesn't make me drive faster, it makes me drive more aware. For most people, having a pocket radar, such as this Escort Redline 360C, is more than enough for them. They work perfectly great, and I actually use this one for traveling, or driving other people's cars. For me though, with the amount of driving I do, I've invested into a custom installed stealth detector with laser jammers. This is the screen display module for the Escort MaxCi 360 that I have installed in my Mercedes. And this is the control module. From the front bumper of this CLS63, we can start to see the fine details of the Escort MaxCi 360 system I have installed. As a reminder, this is a custom installed stealth system. This is not a 30-second installation like a windshield mount radar detector is. This isn't for everyone, but for me, this is totally worth it. Now looking in by the fog lights here, I have a laser shifter on this side, and same for the other side. Behind this flat plastic Mercedes emblem, I actually have my radar detector, the radar receiver. I have wires ran through the car that go underneath the dashboard of the car, where I have the CPU, the central processing unit of the Escort MaxCi system. The CPU is going to be the brain of the whole system integrated into the vehicle. Now, for the laser shifters, they have diodes and receivers. The receiver will see the infrared beam from the cop's LiDAR gun, which is what they use to measure speed, in addition to radar. It will send that signal back to the CPU, where the CPU will be able to detect exactly what gun is being shot at, and it will send the correct counterpulse to shift the gun signal to the transmitter. That way, you have enough time to slow down, kill your jammers, and then allow the cop to get your speed reading. The radar detector, like I said, is behind this Mercedes star. Ideally, you'd want it to be completely exposed, but I have it behind this star because the flat plastic will not affect radar transmission, and it also protects it because here in Arizona, we have some really nasty road debris and rock chips. You could also have it behind the bumper of your car, assuming it is plastic. However, your paint cannot be metallic. The metallic flakes in the paint will disrupt the radar signal. While we are here, we can take a moment to appreciate the absolute beauty of the 6.2-liter M156 hand-built from Mercedes-Benz. Here we are at the rear end of the CLS63 AMG, and we can see the third and fourth laser shifter components of the MaxCi 360 system. Just like the front of the vehicle, the radar detector is completely concealed. It's actually behind this plastic taillight. In order to show you guys, I'd have to take apart a pretty decent portion of my trunk to get to see it. So in other words, it's completely concealed. There's no way you'd be able to tell that this car has this system equipped, unless you had an eye for these laser shifters. Having your radar and laser system installed in the rear of your vehicle is not exactly necessary. 99% of the time that you are targeted with laser from a law enforcement officer, it's going to be from the front. And nowadays, with radar detector technology so advanced, just your front-facing receiver is going to be more than enough sensitive to pick up incoming signals from the rear. Now, with the amount of driving I do, it's completely worth it to me to have that rear protection. I don't think I can afford to risk a rear shot at all. With a custom installed detector, you do have to worry about how intense the installation can be, especially if you're doing it yourself. I've installed 3 different Escort systems to 3 different cars. My CLS63, my father's BMW M8, and my daily driver Tesla, which I'm currently in the process of replacing. With these stealth detectors, you have to be really careful with how you install it because installation is very key to the detector working correctly. You You can't haphazardly install it or have someone unqualified install it. They have to know what they're doing. The thing that I appreciate the most about a custom installed system is that it all just disappears. No dangling wire, no suction cups on the windshield, nothing hanging from the rear view mirror blocking your view of the road ahead. It's just perfect. So that's my car going off in the distance. Remember, this car is equipped with laser shifters. This is a retired police laser gun, an ultralight LRB to be specific. This gun has a pulse rate of about 125 pulses per second. .35 miles an hour. Just an error code. No speed from the Mercedes. Just an error code. Alright, we have this BMW coming up right now. .29 miles an hour. .36 miles an hour from the minivan. Just an error code, no speed recorded. A lot of people hear radar detector and immediately think of speeding, but in reality, it's much less exciting than that. A single lapse of the driver's attention could be very expensive. It's not just the cost of the ticket itself. Depending on where you live, you could be looking at a court date, traffic school, hours of time wasted, and not to mention the worst of all, increased insurance premiums for years to come. By the time you add everything together, one single citation could cost hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. For me, having a radar detector is not about driving irresponsibly. It's another layer of added situational awareness that makes me a better driver. With all that in mind, the few $100 investment to get yourself a windshield-mounted radar detector, such as this Escort Redline 360C, makes perfect sense. It's an insurance policy. It's a tool for increased driver awareness. This is probably the smartest radar detector I've ever had. I've never came across something with such good range, reactivity, false alert filtering, and intuitive GPS lockouts. Right out of the box, this basically needs no setup. You just plug it in and go. And that's what I love so much about it. I can take it anywhere, lend it to any friend, and it immediately has utility for them. As an informational tool, this gives you everything you could ever need as a driver. And as I may have mentioned earlier, this would be all I need if I didn't do quite as much driving as I do. For 99.9% of the people out there, this is all you'll ever need. Great out of the box, fantastic performance, perfect for everyday use. This is not a gimmick. This is a serious improvement in driver safety. Coming to an end here, I really don't want the takeaway of this video to be that radar detectors encourage speeding. They're an information tool. Radar detectors do not make bad decisions. They give the driver more information to make better ones.